Ooh. I'm going to be perfectly honest. Look at this ceramic art studio right off the beginning of the video, because when I went into my favorite Goodwill, not big Goodwill, favorite Goodwill, I wasn't expecting to film because I was not finding much. And then I saw this on the restocking cart and I said, I know what that is. And it is. And then I found this, a Mercer Moravian tile that says mistletoe, and it's an ornament. And then I was like, wait, what is going on here? I'm going to have to start filming. And then out came another restocking cart, and I found this piece of Fenton that's marked Fenton, so it's at least from 1971. And I thought it was a giant ashtray. More on that later. And of course, I didn't have a cart because I wasn't expecting to find anything or film. Now it's getting little, what are you doing here? It's because I'm rearranging things so I could look at this cat angel. This cat angel was marked made in Philippines or Indonesia. One of that, it said. I decided not to get it, and then I had to pick up, well, I picked up this ashtray that's not really an ashtray, and went to look at it, and this actually is an ashtray chip and dip or candle holder. And then look, I found this. And this has had issues. It had a chip on its ear. Well, it does, still has a chip on its ear and on the back of its head. But I'm kind of talking about it in the past tense because I already sold that and the Fenton on a Whatnot sale. During the Whatnot sale, one of my viewers looked this up and told us that this is, in fact, a chip and dip set, or it can be an ashtray, or it can be a candle holder. And so I was selling it as a chip and dip set. Very, very nice piece, but that has already sold. A couple things that you're going to see me pick up in this video I already sold on Whatnot. I know that's probably annoying to some of you, but I haven't sold this yet. I just walked by and I was like, are you kidding me? And this is Northwood Fenton. Guess what it does, ladies and gentlemen? You know, I'm looking for my keys, looking for my light. Is it going to glow? Boom. Of course it's going to glow. Isn't that gorgeous? I can't decide to sell this on eBay or Whatnot. It's so pretty. I believe it is a beaded panel, the pattern. If you know exactly what this is, please tell me. And then I was like, all right, let's give the folks a video. So then I started filming a little bit more, not just in spurts. And so here we're looking at the shelves. This was a giant, of course, obvious glass swan. I'm blurring out a lady's face. She doesn't want to be in my video, so I'm blurring her face out. But you get an idea of what the swan looks like. It was big, it was ginormous, but I decided not to get it. And then I'm looking to see if there's a maker's mark there. It was an epic swan, but swans are a little hard to, you know, it takes a real lover of swans to want that big glass swan. And the next time I went in there, it was gone, so somebody else got it. Now, this I think was super duper cool. And I got two. You will see later in my cart that there's two of them, and I sold one on Whatnot, and I kept the other one. And this is Blinko. This is a Blinko ashtray, and again, I already sold this as well. But here is what my cart looks like for this trip. And so I kept one of those glass canisters, and then someone else in Whatnot land is twins with me. And then I looked over at where they have the figurines, and they had this Barbie doll, and the Barbie had lashes for days. And I looked on the back of her neck, on the back of her body to see what she was, and I ended up having to Google Lens her. And she is a holiday, probably from, I'm thinking the 2000s. I'm sorry, I don't really know much about Barbies, but she was kind of in rough shape, so I did leave her there. These were plastic. I thought maybe they were metal. That was a nice little garden angel. And then these I first thought they were chimney flue covers, but they were, I think someone made art. They were hoops, embroidery hoops that someone had put some tartans in. And then on this little shelf, we're looking to see if there's anything exciting. Look how cute this is. Someone probably took the phyllo dough. Is it called phyllo? No, phyllo dough is what you eat. The other dough that you don't eat that you can find at Michael's, and made that poison bottle. This is an example of some Pyrex that had been overly dishwashed, which was a shame. And then this also sold on Whatnot. This should be like a what sold on Whatnot video. It is a measuring cup for liquid measurements. But coming up, this I have not sold yet. This is super cool. This was new old stock. a very beautiful tablecloth, almost linen-like fabric. And it is maybe like 47 inches. I would think maybe it's a card table size. There's one of the napkins. It still had the cardboard in it, so I think no one ever used it. So I did get that. And then this also I sold on Whatnot. You gotta come over to Whatnot so you see what I sell. This was marked 1916, little trinket dish. And I bought that purely because it was from 1916. And I felt it needed to be rescued and not broken on a Goodwill shelf. So I was thinking, well, it's lasted this long. Don't just stick it in your cart. Put it somewhere safe. So I tucked it under the glowy glass and moved the measuring cup next to the cat, and we were on our way. This I felt Jimmy would want me to pick up. He loves Arkansas. And he did like it. This is from the 60s. I guess it was a whole series, a set of universities. This is currently listed on eBay. And then they had a whole bunch of these, and it was very nice because they were pairing them up. They were not priced individually. They listed them as 2 of 2. And they had little berry bowls and little juice cups, I guess. And it's pretty, and I liked it, but I don't have a lot of extra room for glass. I was just showing you, look how nice they had priced these. And they've slowly disappeared out of this Goodwill. Next, I moved on to the Halloween section to see if there was any hidden vintage Halloween. There was some nice Halloween fabric in that bag. I still haven't shown you guys my plastic canvas Halloween wall hanging. I'm about halfway done, I think. I'm trying to get it done this week because Halloween's going to be here before we know it, and it would make super cool decor. I didn't really see anything. Did I miss it, or did I do okay? You let me know. This was pretty. This big clear glass piece. I like the handle. This I wasn't quite sure what it is. Is this a candle holder? Then it also looked like a top, but maybe you flip it over and you can put bigger candles in it. I'm gonna go with candle holder. You let me know if you know what that is. But there was just one. To me it felt it was older. And then there were 2 of these. Those were definitely candle holders. I always look in the clear glass section because that's where they hide the fairy lights. And isn't that pretty with the little lace around it? I thought that was pretty. These were super cute. They were twofer. You had to buy both of them. The ostrich had some chips, and then the lion had some chips. It was a super thin ceramic. I'm thinking it was probably made in Japan. I like the ostrich, but a little bit too much damage, so I did not get those. Checking everything, touching everything. A bell with a little clapper. I don't know if the clapper were her feet or not. And then down here, a vertical roaster. This little girl I thought was pretty. She's kind of like, yeah, I have flowers in both hands. What of it? She was a Lefton figurine. She had damage to her flowers on the back. And it was on the back, but there's still damage, so I did not get her. And then there's still some Avon bottles left. And then here was another pretty clear glass candy dish. I really like the pattern on the bottom. The bottom of the dish was really cool. And then I'm giving you a look at the Avon. And then there was just this random bell in there next to the Avon. The little boy had lost his, well, the umbrella is out of his hands, but that one perfume bottle with the boy holding the umbrella is cute. And then these were neat too. I like that pattern. I usually don't pick up stemware with the long stems. That's a little frightening to ship. Then someone had donated a whole bunch of religious items. There was Mary and Jesus. Unfortunately, the tip of her nose had a little bit of damage. And look, everybody, we won 2 points. Well, actually 4 points because there were two hands on that bell. So 4 points for everybody. Good for you. We're off to a good start. Just seeing if there was anything really, really, really vintage that popped out at me. But this piece here was neat. It was plastic for your house. But I just really nothing really grabbed my attention. But this I thought was super cute. Look how cute this is. I think I show you the tag. And I did look this up because I wasn't sure. It said Plush Creations Incorporated. I was not familiar with that name, and so I did look them up, and some of them, they do have a good sell-through rate, but I decided to just show them to you and not get it. And then there were some playing cards. And where are we? We're in the Christmas Halloween area. They have Christmas up year round. I wish they would, in the very beginning when I first started doing this, they would hold back Christmas and then they would slowly incorporate Christmas. And then it would get exciting because you're like, oh, Christmas stuff's coming out. It's soon going to be Christmas time. But they keep this stuff out year round now. Looking. And that's going to end our trip here to the favorite Goodwill. Hi there. I'm in my car. I never do videos in my car. It just feels weird. I'm going to add this to my favorite Goodwill video because I think that was only 10 minutes long. We're going to go into the Royerstown Goodwill, and the reason why I'm in my car to show you, I did make it into a short, but in case you don't watch my shorts, if you don't watch my shorts, that sounds funny. If you don't watch my video shorts here on YouTube, I made a short out of this and I wanted to show it to you. I was at Community Aid and it was sitting there and I said to myself, that's crystal, because you can just tell by the look of it, like how shiny it is. And then I thought, could it be somebody that is a good name? And I flipped it over, and I've learned that on the fancy schmancy stuff, you really have to look hard. And I could tell someone looked here for a marking because they had peeled back the price tag. It was $14.99. But up here, very lightly, I might have to insert a screenshot picture because, I mean, you can't see. It's clear glass in the daylight with a light background. But I'll insert a picture of the signature that it is actually Steuben. This is a lion. It's pretty amazing. It's almost as big as a telephone. Hello. I really like it. I'm really proud of myself for paying attention. And, you know, it's just luck of the draw. You walk in and there it was sitting on the shelf. All right, let's go into Royerstown Goodwill. This could be maybe a 12-minute video, or maybe we'll get it up to 15. This can be a hit or miss store, and it's never crowded here. The shelves are always empty. I don't understand. But I found some good things here. Let's go see if we can find anything in there. See you inside. All right, we're going to have to stick with the voiceover, folks, because the music is super loud in this Goodwill. I'm looking at the Christmas stuff. This puzzle ball grabbed my attention because it is Ravensburger, and that is a good brand of puzzles. This was new in the box. I did look it up. I think this sells for around $8. Oh, that's a fun idea to do, but I decided not to get it. But look at this Avon box. Look how cute that mouse is. This is kind of like if you get two things if you bought this. You would get the thing inside. You could display that. And then you could display the box because the box has super cute graphics on it. Oh, it's an ornament. You could hang the ornament on your tree. There's the one thing. And then you could put the box like on a little display on your mantle. And then I realized, oh, there's other Avon things here. I like Avon. I don't really like the Avon perfume, but the Avon perfume bottles, some of those are amazing. And I love Avon jewelry. So I always like to look at the Avon, see what's going on. My mother-in-law used to have Avon Christmas figurines. They were like the nativity, I think, and they were white on white. It was very stark, but very simple. And she let me sell those for her when she didn't need them. She was like, we don't need these anymore. Can you sell these? And I did. That was in the very beginning when I first started reselling. Sold her Avon for her. But they were very pretty, very minimalistic colors. I'm sure some of you are like, yeah, I had those, or I remember those. Very nice figurines. So Avon, even though it has Avon, I think it does have some nice things to it. Like these are cute, the little Santa Claus on the gumball. These ornaments. And they're plastic. You could give them to your kids or your grandkids and have them decorate a tree and not worry about them breaking or if your dog or cat knocks something over. So they're durable too. But I decided not to get them. After I talk it all up about how great Avon is, I'm like, nah, I didn't get them. I'm looking at the maker on these mugs. there is that one that's, and then I was like, maybe Ilori. Was looking to that one mug that's worth so much money. It's like poison or death or something. I've looked it up before, but I don't know. For some reason, whenever I see those pottery mugs, I always look to see who makes this, and it's usually believed by Deneen Pottery, Deneen is who makes that one mug that's worth $1 quadrillion. But I think I would recognize it from the label, and I wouldn't really have to look at the maker's mark. Does that make sense? All right. I feel like I'm babbling about nothing. Let's move on to see what I am finding here. These shelves are pretty full. This is pretty full for this Goodwill. And then I was saying to you, this looks like Mary Englebright. Is this Mary Englebright? I've never seen this before. And then I flipped it over, and it says life is just, what does it say? Hold on. It says life is just a bowl of cherries. And she has a saying that life is just a bowl of cherries. And then she has a chair with, bowls on it. And I was like, this looks so much like Mary Englebright. Why doesn't it have Mary Englebright on it? And I think it was Department 56. If I show it again, yes, it says Department 56, but does not have Mary Englebright name anywhere on it. And now I'm telling you, I did just look it up. It is Mary Englebright. There's a few listed on eBay, but this is a giant piece, and it has a handle. It's empty inside. It's a very, very big box. Decided not to get it, even though it was in good shape. And it's very sweet too. The look of it is very sweet, but I decided not to get that. This, I'm also going into depth telling you how nice these are. And it had a name on it. It has a name there. And I felt, well, these need to be somebody. So I looked up the name, and this is pewter. These sand dollars are pewter. And they usually make jewelry, but they were making these book ends. And they were very scratched. Even though the shell parts were very nice, the pieces themselves were very scratched up, which of course, they have age to them, but I don't really sell bookends. I might have sold a handful of bookends, but usually don't sell those. Sorry if people were like, I was looking for those. But I don't know. You know how sometimes you're like, I'm going to get this, and then today was not a day for those. This was very neat, very vintage. I felt it was chalkware, but it was painted all over, so maybe they painted the bottom. And then here I am telling you how this reminds me of those when you test your cakes, and you want to pull out the stick and test your cake with that figurine. It always reminds me of that. This says Vermont Pottery. And I am telling you that I thought this was super cute. I like the bumblebees on it. And now I'm going back to the story of, doesn't it look like the things where you test your cakes and you pull that out? But you don't do that on that. That's just a figurine. And now I'm talking about how I really like that cute little picture because it has bumblebees on it, after we look at some other things. And then I looked up quickly Vermont Pottery, but I need to look up more in depth of where in Vermont this is made. I know some people collect little creamers, and I think that was very cute and a neat look to it. So I decided to put that in the cart. Very first thing goes in the cart. Here were some cat things that I felt you put in your yard. They were missing their sticks. See the two little sticks on either end? There, you can see them. They're neato. Marked made in China, so they were more contemporary. And then this was neat. This was glass. That was pretty. Ginger jars are a hard sell for me, so I did not get that, but admired it. And I was thinking, well, you could turn it around and have it plain instead of showing the flowers. I thought this little boy was super cute. What a cute little print. And it was signed, so maybe it was a greeting card and someone put it in that frame. I thought that was very sweet. And then here were a box of cards with cats on them, so I stopped to look at those. Up here we had some napkin rings, and we have this tiny granite LLC. Maybe a candle went in there, candle holder. Up top was a chicken. Whoa, hey, we're getting super fast. Was I running away from the chicken? I'm not quite sure. And then down on this aisle, we found Tom Clark. These are usually have a signature on them somewhere, or it'll say Cairn Studios, CAIRN Studios.
They usually have a coin somewhere on them. When they're brand new, they do have stickers on the bottom that tell you exactly what it is. But there it is. You can see Karen. And they'll have like the name of the figurine somewhere on it. And there it is. I'm going to point it out here. It was under the sticker. I point out something. I do find the name. There it is. And I did, oh, there's this Tom Clark. You're like, sure, Dagny. There it is, there it is, there it is. I did look this up on eBay, and it sells okay. These are very, very specific. I think gnomes sell very well, and the critters sell very well. But I think a little boy holding a newspaper, not so much. This I thought was super cool. I could not for the life of me read that. Like, what does that say? Has a very neat look to the cap that goes on this powder box. It did get close to something hot, maybe her curling iron at one time. I take the lid off, and then you can see some remnants of some powder on the inside. I thought this was super cool. And then I was like, what does that say? So Google Lens it, put it in the Googler, get all your answers. And let's see, what was the name of that? Don't start writing the name in the comments yet, because I am going to tell you what it says.
It says Evian, Evyan.
I decided to get it, even if it did have the little heat mark on the side, because it was on the side. And I really think that the lid is what makes this a really cool piece. And it's plastic. It's neato. Here were 2 cats, but didn't really like them. Behind the I love you sign was another bag someone kind of, I think, had opened to look at it more closer. This Goodwill does bundle some things sometimes, but didn't really find any good bundles today. It's a very pretty teapot, little brown teapot, most likely made in England. And I'm trying to think before it comes up. Well, there's that piece. That was probably a set of 2. These things usually came in 2. And then, oh, here I found a bag. Here's a bag of ballet shoes. And I'm telling you about, oh, this reminds me of my childhood. I grew up in the 80s. So my childhood, I remember like the decor of ballerinas. And I had ballet shoes on my wall, my childhood wall growing up. And so this, I'm like, oh, this would be a great bag. But I've tried to sell ballet shoes, things like this in the past, and they just don't sell very well. But to me, like ballet shoes, unicorns, clown masks, but not like scary clowns, more like the let's see, what is that called? Harlequin, that those kind of masks remind me of the 80s. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this set. Well, we first looked at that. That was like, why is this even out on the shelf? I think that's a coffee or hot chocolate pot, missing the lid, and then the spout is just crunched to bits. And then here I'm telling you, oh, remember when Jenny and I found Bunnykins in Maine? We found this similar cereal bowl, and because I got distracted by all of that stuff. But we're gonna go back to the tea set and look at how beautiful this tea set is. And then they were all priced individually. The cups were $3.99. The saucers were $4.99. I don't really remember what the sugar and tea set were, but I think this would, if you had to put this in a box and then price it, $15, I think that would be a good deal to someone. But it was pretty, very, very fancy. I think it was German. And then here is a spode, what I thought was a cracker dish, but I also have seen it called a mint dish for your mints, after dinner mints. This is spode because it has the Santa Claus on the top of the Christmas tree. It was dirty, but I felt it could be cleaned up, but the selling price was just a little bit more than what it was being sold for there, so I decided not to get it. And then these little saucers match the broken coffee pot. These are salts, open salts, and they have little feet on them, and I was trying to find the mark on it. They look Japan to me, and sure enough, when I picked up the second one here, right there. I don't really show you. It was marked Nippon. Those definitely were old, and I put them somewhere where their little feet wouldn't get broke. I thought I did. Lies. That's a little butter pat dish, and then these saucers were pretty. They were also individually marked, which was a shame. I thought I moved those. I guess I didn't. I think they're okay. I thought I moved those little salts to a table or a flat surface, the little legs when it get broken off. These I wasn't quite sure what these were. And then they were shot glasses. I thought they were little vases. From behind, I was like, oh, look at the cute little vases. But they were shot glasses. And then, what do we find here? Oh, we found that. Oh, it's a tea box. And then here I'm telling you what I just told you before, that I was going to look it up, but it's a little bit more, sells for a little bit more than they're selling it. So I decided not to. But I did find this. This is very close in style to the Taylor Smith Taylor Boutonniere Forever Yours that I just picked up. I think this is Capri, maybe. Or something like that. It's very neat. I didn't even look it up. I was just like, I just really like the style. It's creamer and sugar. Might be an open sugar bowl because it doesn't have any things for the lid to sit down in. But I did like that. I thought these were not plastic, but they were plastic. So I got that creamer and sugar purely based on I like the looks of it. And so it went into the cart, another little bell, and seeing if there's any more of those pieces there, but it was just the creamer and sugar. Then I was talking about to you how, look at all the dishware. Now the dishware, this is completely full. These aisles here, maybe they get a lot of dishware donations. There's some false graph. In the back here was this rogue figurine made in Japan, an angel, but her wing had broken off and her other one was severely chipped. So I put that back in the bowl. Back here we have another dish. I thought this was cute. The little graphics on it was very sweet. And let's see, what else do I find? Oh, little Santa Claus trinket. It's like the Christmas stuff had come over here to the dishware area, or maybe someone had changed their mind. Do you see anything you like here? There's a little snack dish with a cup and plate. And then I realized that there was more than one here. I think there was more than one behind it. Yeah, there was another one under that teacup. So you had two of them. A teacup and saucer was pretty. Mikasa. Isn't that a cute pattern? Mikasa makes some cute patterns, I think. And then these were super pretty. Now these they bundled, but they didn't bundle the other one. Must have been somebody else pricing this stuff. And I don't think I pick up any of the china over here. I just like looking at it and learning the names of the things. That was pretty fancy. That teacup and saucer. Oh, I realized it matched that. So I moved that up there. I moved it for a reason. I don't know. Maybe I said, oh, this is so pretty. Let's move it where someone can see it. Maybe that's what I said. But like I said, the music here was like we're at a club. It is so loud. I was listening back to it and I was trying to hear myself talk. So that is why you got a full voiceover for this video. And these were cute. I was moving my glasses so I could read if there was a maker on there. Never did find the maker's mark on there. And then I thought this was a cute little mug, so I wanted to show that to you. And that's going to wrap up our trip here to the Royerstown Goodwill. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Jimmy and I are going to go live on YouTube on the 13th. It's a Sunday at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard. We already have it booked over there on the live section of this channel. So if you want to get a reminder, all you have to do is hit the bell that says remind me, and you'll know when we go live. And we're looking forward to talking to you more about Maine and just maybe life in general. I hope you are having a great day. Take care, and I'll see ya.